bulletin. My name is WINNIE KAINEMBABAZI, MUSHABE. Let's start off the bulletin. President Museveni has told coffee farmers.
The President of Uganda, General Museveni, has told coffee farmers and stakeholders that Uganda should produce coffee from the garden and serve it to the table. During a meeting held at State House in Entebbe yesterday, Museveni told the coffee farmers, traders and processors that Uganda should never sell its raw materials without adding value to them, adding that when you sell raw materials, you donate jobs to other countries. Uganda should produce from the garden to the table. However, in the case of coffee, it is being produced from the garden to Kampala, which must stop. Museveni said the National Resistance Movement government has been striving since 1986 to build an economy which is independent, integrated, and self-sufficient. He appealed to coffee stakeholders to join this government's effort. Museveni gave reference to products like milk, textile, which he said his government has succeeded in fully adding value to the final product. Milk is now covered. We have processed milk and its byproducts. The milk line has moved. Textiles are also moving. In every sector, the struggle to get full value addition in our products is on. In their presentation by the coordinator Robert Kabushenga, coffee farmers, traders and processors want the government to support them by building a factory that will add value to the coffee. We are here to get advice from you and to share ideas. Our aim is to ask government to support our local indigenous companies to add value to our coffee, Kabushenga said. He also said that the group was fully in support of the president's vision on coffee. He said, "We would like to assure you that we are 100% behind you and we want to put sold coffee plant in Uganda." On February 10, 2022, the Minister of Finance, Mattia Kasaija, signed an agreement with an Italian Enrica Penetti to allow her company, Uganda Vinci Coffee Company Limited, to establish a coffee processing plant worth $80 million. However, 3 months later, Parliament, acting on recommendation by the Committee of Trade, Tourism and Industry, terminated it. The committee chairperson, Honorable WINNIE, during the plenary on May 18th, contended that the agreement contravened constitutional provisions and Uganda's tax laws. Article 8A of the Constitution was infringed upon by the agreement, which the execution of the agreement was concluded without the input of coffee farmers, who are the owners of coffee beans, which are being granted to UVCCL by the agreement. The committee further argued that the deal sought to give UVCCL a monopoly, and yet this was against the structure adjustments programs and economic liberalization policies that the government undertook in early 90s. During the State House meeting, the director Uganda Vinci Coffee Company, Ahmed Sultan, sought to assure stakeholders of their company's full support. He said they are here to work together and trade with us and increase productivity. According to a statement from the State House, it was agreed that stakeholders meet and come up with proposals to the government. The meeting was attended by the Minister of Finance, Mattia Kasaija, and the Attorney General, Chiriwa Chwanuka, among others. Uganda exported 6.26 million bags of coffee in the 12 months of financial year 2021-2022 worth $862.2 million. This was a 3% increase from the 6.08 million bags worth $559.16 million for the previous financial year of 2020-2021.
Staff member of the Catholic Church and stealing millions of shillings from unsuspected victims. Your son is currently detained at Mara Central Police Station.
Police in Mara have in detention a man who was caught disguising himself as a staff member of the Catholic Church and stealing millions of shillings from unsuspecting victims. Sayunyo Sam is currently detained at Mara Central Police Station on charges of electronic fraud, impersonation, obtaining money by false pretense, and obtaining registration by false pretense. Police says the suspect has been using different telephone numbers registered in other people's names to target businessmen and women in hardware stores and service provision in pretext of awarding them contracts with the Catholic Church in Nyamitanga. Investigations indicate that Yosam has been working with the help of others still at the large to defraud members of the public in areas of Rizi region and Chigezi region. The money conned from the populace was yet to be established. Samson Kasasira, the Rizi regional police spokesperson, listed some of the numbers used in the crime as follows: 0774 56 53 12 Tejarize Jacqueline, 0776 56 45 19 Slivia Kakazi, 0773 49 02 21 Okan Maureen, 0702 06 85 94 Tumusime Julius, 07